Okay, hello fourth grade. Today is day 14 of our video lesson. I hope you're all well. I hope you're all doing okay. I hope that you're all healthy. Really quick, I just want to remind you all how to log into your studies weekly. Again, so let's say your name was Bob Builder. If your name is Bob Builder, then you would log in with your first initial and then your full last name, Bulder, and then 323. Your password is going to be the month that you were born in, okay? So it's capital. If Bob Builder's birth month was in March, then the password will be capital MARCH, March. You log in, and that's it, okay? And then here you have all the newspapers that you will need. All right, now let's go ahead and move on to our math. That is your warm-up. Number one, what are the three types of triangles? Number two, draw a scalene triangle. Okay, so that is your warm-up. Go ahead and pause the video and solve them. Okay, hopefully you were all able to solve them. Let's go ahead and answer them. Number one, what are the three types of triangles? So we learned about triangles yesterday, and hopefully you all remember that the first one is called, well, doesn't matter the order, but one of them is called a scalene triangle. A scalene triangle. And remember, a scalene triangle is a triangle that has no equal sides. Okay, that's a scalene triangle. The next one is called an isosceles triangle. And let's see if I can remember how to spell it. ASOS. Yeah. An isosceles triangle. And the final one, and an isosceles triangle is a triangle where only two sides are the same. Okay? Finally, an equilateral triangle. Can you guess how many sides does that one have equal? Yep, exactly. All of them. That's why it's called an equilateral triangle, because all of the sides in the triangle are equal. All right, number two, draw a scalene triangle. All right, well, a scalene triangle is a triangle that no sides are the same. So let's see, I'm gonna draw a big side right here. I'm gonna draw a medium side. Then I'm gonna draw like a kind of big side over here. And that looks like a scalene triangle. Let's go ahead and measure it this time. Let's see. This one is about 7 centimeters. I'll just label it actually. We'll put 7 centimeters right here. And then here we have about, I don't know, maybe 4.9 centimeters. And then with this one, this one looks like 8 centimeters. So again, a scalene triangle is a triangle that no sides are equal. So here I have 7, this one's like 4.9, this one is 8. No sides are the same, therefore it is a scalene triangle. All right, and that's it. Today, for math, our objective is to finish up our triangles and how to identify them and classify them. But I'm actually gonna combine our next lesson, okay? So today we're doing 2 lessons for math. One of them is lesson 14, and we'll go over that in a little bit. The next one is lesson 15. Lesson 15, okay? And I'll go over what lesson 15's objective is. But for lesson 14 today, yesterday, you were kind of just looking at different triangles and identify if they were, one of these three. But today, you're actually going to have a little bit more practice and you're going to draw them, right? So before we move on to the worksheet, let me just go ahead and do a couple of examples. So let's say that we had an equilateral triangle. Equilateral triangle. That means that all sides are the same. So I'm going to go ahead and use a ruler. And if you have a ruler, now it'll be a good time to use it as well. And I want all sides of my triangle to be 5 centimeters. So 5 centimeters there, 5 centimeters there. and then 5 centimeters here as well. Okay, this is an equilateral triangle because all sides are equal. They're all 5 centimeters, all right? That's one right there. Let's go ahead and draw an isosceles triangle. An isosceles triangle. Remember, isosceles triangle is a triangle that only two sides are the same. So let's see, I'm gonna make this side 8 centimeters. This side is gonna be, I don't know, 5. Let's make it 5. And this side also has to be 8 centimeters. Let me draw that again, because that doesn't look like an isosceles triangle. Here, let me try this. I'll do the bottom part first. I'll make it 4. Make it 4 centimeters right there. All right, there you go. And I make 2 marks, so that lets me know that it is an isosceles triangle. These two sides are the same. And then finally, let's go ahead and draw a scalene triangle. I like drawing scalenes because you kind of just, you don't even need a ruler, just make a weird looking triangle. I think that one right there. Let's see, let's measure it just to make sure that no sides are the same. Here we have, this one's 3 centimeters. This side is about 4.1 centimeters. And this side is 5 centimeters. So again, as you see, no sides are the same. They're all different. That's why it's a scalene triangle. And that's really what you're gonna be doing for today's worksheet. You're gonna be just getting a little bit of practice on drawing different triangles. So here, let me take this out. Yep, this is the first page of lesson 14. And the directions say, draw triangles that fit the following classifications. Classifications, all that means is that just follow the rules, whatever it says. Use a ruler and a protractor. You do not have to use a protractor. No protractors, but yes, use a ruler. Label the side length and angles. All right. So part A says we have to make a right angle triangle and an isosceles. So remember, kind of like this one. Same thing as this worksheet, except now instead of looking at them, you're going to draw the triangles yourself, all right? So first thing that I need to do is let's go ahead and make the right angle first, okay? Because remember, that's one of the rules. I need to make a right angle. And if actually, I don't have a pencil, but it's a good idea if you use a pencil first, because I might make a mistake. Okay. Now remember, I have my right angle right here. It is a perfect 90-degree angle. Perfect 90-degree, perfect L. Two sides have to be the same because it is an isosceles triangle, all right? So, oh man, I think I might have messed up a bit. You see, that's why a pencil is important. This side is, let's see, 5 centimeters. So that means, no, I might have, see, this is not an isosceles triangle, everybody. I messed up. I should have used a pencil. Instead, I'll just do it in the whiteboard. Right, and it has to be an isosceles. I'll put iso. All right, here we go. So this time I think I'll make it 10. I'll make it 10 here. There you go. And now I have my right angle. So both of these are 10. I just measured them. And it doesn't matter how big this one is. Because remember, an isosceles triangle has to have two sides that are the same. So these two sides are the same. They're both 8 centimeters. Or was it? Yeah, they're both 10, I'm sorry. They're both 10 centimeters. As you can see. Right now, move the camera so you all can see better. All right, so this is 10 centimeters, right? This side is 10 centimeters. This side is also 10 centimeters, right? And this side is like 13, okay? So that's it for part A. It meets the requirements. It is a right angle. It has a right angle right here. And it's an isosceles as well. All right. Now let's go ahead and do part B. Obtuse and a scaling. Okay. So obtuse, remember, an obtuse is a big angle, bigger than 90 degrees. And no sides are the same. So first thing I want to do is I want to make my obtuse angle. Right, that's my obtuse angle there. And again, when making a scaling, these are kind of fun because you just have to make like a weird looking triangle where no sides are the same. Now I just want to make sure that they are different. Let's see, this one is 5. Please don't tell me this one is 5 also. Nope, it's not. This one is about 3. And this one should be different than both of them. This one is about 7.5. So you see, it's correct. This side is 5 centimeters. This side is 3 centimeters. This side is 7.5 centimeters. My obtuse angle is right here, right there. So it meets the requirements, and that's it. Okay. Oh, here we go. And that's it. All right. Remember, I made a mistake on this one, but it's right there. So you could go ahead and do both of these on your own. These, take your time, okay? These aren't really any math questions, I should say. Or they're just more like you have to explain your answer, right? You have to write sentences. Good questions, though. They really make you think. They really make you think about triangles. And it really helps you get a better idea on the concept and idea of triangles, okay? And that's it for lesson 14. Again, you're going to do all the pages that say lesson 14 on them. I don't really want to go through with these because I think it's a good idea that you think about these questions and answer them on your own. All right? Now, again, same thing, lesson 14. All right, now let's move on to lesson 15. So this is a different objective. Our objective for lesson 15 is we're going to learn more about quadrilaterals, okay? Quadrilaterals. Try and say that 3 times. Quadrilateral, quadrilateral, quadrilateral. Now, quadrilaterals, you've actually seen them before. I promise you, you've seen them before. You've seen quadrilaterals before. Because quadrilaterals are simply any shape that has 4 sides, okay? So you could go ahead and pause the video and copy these both of these definitions down. Trying to move it so the glare isn't there. All right, well, here we go. Okay, so hopefully you copied these 2 definitions out. So we're going to learn more about quadrilaterals. But quadrilaterals, think of them as like a family. There's a lot of different types of quadrilaterals, okay? A lot of different types. The first one is a parallelogram. All right, so again, this is still a parallelogram. It's still part of the quadrilateral family. All right, think of it like fruits, right? Fruits is a quadrilateral, and a fruit, there's different types of fruit. There's an apple, there's a parallelogram, there's bananas, there's other types of quadrilaterals, and we'll go through them, okay? But first one we're going to talk about is a parallelogram. And again, try and say that 3 times fast. You probably get stuck. Parallelogram, parallelogram, parallelogram. So a parallelogram is a quadrilateral that has two sets of parallel lines, and that's why it's called the parallelogram, because it has parallel lines. So this is what I mean. This is how a parallelogram looks like. And maybe some of you have seen this before also. But first of all, what does parallel mean? Parallel means that two lines that will never meet, okay? So let's say I make one line here, and if they're gonna be parallel, then that means they're gonna probably go like that, right? Because these two lines will never meet, no matter how far they go, no matter how more I make them, how long I make them, they're never gonna touch. But this is just one pair of parallel lines. I want two, right? This is this one and that one. But I want two. I want two parallel lines. So there's one right there. And there's the other right there. And you know what? I should have actually done these in a different color. Let me do that. Right, so my blue lines is one pair of parallel lines. Oh, this thing needs to stop moving. I'm sorry, everybody. Right, that's one. And then there's the other. And let me just extend these a little bit more. There you go. Okay, so this is how a parallelogram usually looks like, right? I have one pair of parallel lines, the blue one, but remember my definition says that I need two sets, two pairs. So here's one, the blue lines, and then here's the other, the green lines, right? Because if you're looking at the green lines, these green lines, no matter how far they go, they're never gonna meet. They're never gonna touch each other. Same for the blue lines. No matter how far they extend, the blue lines will never meet. So the blue lines is one pair of parallel lines. The green lines is another pair of parallel lines, okay? This is what a parallelogram usually looks like. But remember, a quadrilateral is like the fruit. There's a lot of different fruits. There's a lot of different types of quadrilaterals. Let's go over another one. Let's go over this one, a trapezoid. A trapezoid. A trapezoid is let me move it. A trapezoid is a quadrilateral that has only one set of parallel lines, okay? Only one set of parallel lines. So before I draw it, go ahead and pause the video and copy this whole definition down. Okay, hopefully you were all able to copy it down. So again, my definition of a trapezoid is a quadrilateral that only has one set of parallel lines. So let's go ahead and draw the parallel lines first. Actually, I'm going to draw it let's do it in a brown. So remember, I only need one pair. So that's one, and that's the other, okay? No matter how far these brown lines go, they're never going to meet. They're never going to touch each other. So, if I only need one set, then how are my other lines gonna go? Do you think they're gonna go like that? Well, no, because now I have two parallel lines and it's no longer a trapezoid, right? So a trapezoid, it's gonna have usually lines that look like this. Something that looked like that. Okay? Again, let me draw this in a different color. I want to draw this in a different color just because I think it's a lot easier to understand. Do it in orange. Okay. Here we go. Now, these orange lines, if I were to extend them and they go on forever, these lines will eventually intersect, right? These orange lines will eventually meet one another, somewhere like around here. Therefore, these orange lines are not parallel. They are not parallel. But it does meet the requirements of what a trapezoid should look like. A trapezoid should only have one set of parallel lines. And right here, these are my brown lines, right? Because I can extend these brown lines forever, but they're never ever gonna meet, right? Whereas these orange lines, look, if I extend them, if I just make them a little bit longer, they will meet. And remember, parallel lines do not meet. Okay, so this is what a trapezoid usually looks like. All right. Next one, a square. Square is a quadrilateral that has 4 equal sides and has 4 right angles. Okay, well, let's see how that one looks like. Do that one in pink. So they have to be equal. I'm going to draw a 2-inch square. So that side's 2 inches. This side is 2 inches. This side has to be 2 inches. And this side has to be 2 inches. So, does this pink square satisfy the requirements? It has 4 equal sides? Yeah. All of these sides are 2 inches. And look, they all have a right angle. They all form a perfect L. And those are the requirements for a square. A square is a quadrilateral that has 4 equal sides. All of these are equal sides and has 4 right angles. Well, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and this is a square. Squares, you're very familiar with squares. I'm pretty sure of that. And you know what a square looks like, right? Last one. Let me erase this one. Last one is a rectangle. And a rectangle is a quadrilateral, I'll just write quad, that has 2 sets of equal sides and has 4 right angles. So how's that one gonna look like? Well, again, I'm pretty sure you've all seen squares and you probably know what they look like at this point. So my requirements is that they need 2 equal sides, all right? So let's say I'm gonna make my length, 4 inches. All right, so my blue lines here, these two are equal, right? This blue line is the same length as this blue line. And now, my ones on the side, those are both equal as well. And there you go, I have satisfied my requirements because I have 2 sets of equal sides. My blue ones, they're equal, and my green ones, they're equal. Okay? And they also need, remember, they also need 4 right angles. And I do. I have a perfect L, a perfect right angle here, a perfect L, a perfect right angle, a perfect right angle here, and a perfect right angle there. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 right angles. I have 2 sets of equal sides, the blue ones and the green ones. And so this is a square. This is a perfect square right here. And so that's it. That's what lesson 15 is all about. Going over different quadrilaterals, okay? So for your worksheet, you're going to complete any pages that say lesson 15, okay? So I think you can do these on your own. I'm not going to do it for you, but I will help you out on these bottom three. Explain the attribute that makes a square a special rectangle. Attribute, that just means explain like a fact. What about a square makes it a special rectangle? By special, they mean just a type of rectangle. Well, they both share something in common, right? And actually, I'm gonna put the video down a little bit so you can see it better. So we're going over what makes a square similar to a rectangle. Well, they both need right angles, right? A square needs right angles and a rectangle needs right angles. So that's what you write here. They both need right angles. Number 7, explain the attribute, so explain the fact that makes a rectangle a special parallelogram. What do they share? Well, they both need to have they both need lines that are parallel, okay? They both need lines that are parallel, except that for this one, you only need one. But either way, they need to be parallel, okay? And the last one, explain the attribute that makes a parallelogram a special trapezoid. So you don't have to worry about this one actually. Don't do number 8. So you can go ahead and skip this part right here. I'm just going to explain number 8, but you don't have to know it. It's just extra information. Well, a parallelogram needs 2 sets of parallel lines. Oh man, I'm sorry, I keep forgetting you can't see it. Right? So much like a parallelogram, a trapezoid, like this one, and I just gave you the answer, but that's okay. Again, they both need parallel lines, right? Except that for a trapezoid, you can only have one set of parallel lines, but for a parallelogram, both of them need to be parallel. Okay? And now, for this page, I'll move it again. For this page, you're just getting some practice drawing it, okay? Much like you were doing with lesson 14 and drawing triangles, now you're going to draw quadrilaterals, all right? And that's it. So again, I'm going to repeat it. You're going to do all of the pages that say lesson 14 for math and all the pages that say lesson 15 for math, okay? And because of that, because we're doing 2 math lessons in one day, we're not going to do social studies today, all right? All you're going to do is now, this was it for our math. For your science, you're going to go ahead and do this page that says, what's for dinner? And this one's pretty simple. If you need to, you could go ahead and use a computer to do a little bit of research, but all you're going to do is using the information that you know, you're going to tell whether the animal is a carnivore, a herbivore, or an omnivore. Now, if you don't know what these terms means, carnivore, herbivore, or omnivore, go ahead and look in your studies weekly. We are currently on, well, it says it right here, week 6. Now, I did make a mistake last video, I think. I said that we were on endangered species. We are not on endangered species, everybody. I think I said that in 2 days ago. We're not an endangered species, okay? 5th grade is in that. I was getting confused. We are in week 6 of life science, okay? It should say Earth is animals, and it should look like this. It should look like that, okay? So this is the worksheet that goes along with it, all right? You have 10 animals. Go ahead and write down if they're carnivores, herbivores, or omnivores, okay? If you don't know, read the newspaper or use the internet, okay? But Please be sure that you're being safe on the internet though. And that's it for your science. Again, no social studies today because you're doing 2 math lessons. Now for religion, you should be on page, let me take this out. You're going to be doing pages 172 through 173. All right, and that's it. So again, I'm going to recap. Summarize what you need to do. For math, you're going to do lessons 14 and lessons 15, okay? Lessons 14 plus 15 for math. Both of them. Any worksheets that you have that say lessons 14 and 15, that's the ones you're going to do. You're not doing social studies today. We'll save that for next week. And then for religion, pages 172 to 173. I know my handwriting's a bit messy. And then for science, you're going to do this page right here, okay? And again, we are in week 6 of life science. Earth is animals, all right? Earth is animals. But that's it, everybody. If you have any questions, please message me in through the Remind. If you're still having trouble logging into your studies weekly, please message me again. But that's it, all right? Have a safe, healthy weekend, everybody. Stay safe, and I will see you all next week.